Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new information to go over. We have some new release date hints for Pokemon Legends Z8, we have new events announced for Pokemon Go, we also have some new Nintendo updates to take a look at as well. There's a lot of things to break down and get into today, so if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these new release date hints for Pokemon Legends ZA. So, massive shout out to Cool Trainer Ace for compiling all of this information, but this is in regards to like the Nintendo information that we got recently and how it affects Pokemon Legends ZA. So, obviously this is the original tweet where they spoke about the Nintendo Switch 2 and the Direct next month in June, and they say what Nintendo's next console announcement means for Pokemon. So, welcome back to another week of Pokemon news served up fresher than a slowpoke tail on a bed of Bellsprout leaves. Don't judge me, it's time we normalize what people are actually eating in the Pokemon world. So this week's rundown, just kind of going over all the latest information. But anyway, news about the next-gen Nintendo console. So who had a random announcement about the next-gen Nintendo Switch from the president of Nintendo on their bingo card for this week? And since this is the victory road, the question is, what does this mean for Pokemon games? There are three things to pay attention to regarding this news and upcoming Pokemon releases. So, the announcement timeline. The Japanese fiscal year runs from the 1st of April to March the 31st, giving Nintendo 10 months to unveil the Switch's successor. And again, it could be any day now. It's most likely going to be after the Nintendo Direct in June, but from then until the 31st of March, the Nintendo Switch 2 could get announced on any day during that time period. Now, I don't put stock on most leaks out there, but one source claims a March 2025 release for the new console. This sounds like a good bet, but so does later in 2025 to capture the holiday season hype. An early spring 2025 release clouds the picture when we try to guess the Legends ZA release date and the potential/possibility for a surprise fall 2024 remake game. We'll discuss both next. So, how does the Nintendo Switch 2 kind of line up with a potential Pokemon game announcement for 2024 and also for Legends ZA in 2025? So, alignment with a potential Legends ZA release. Another recent leak out there claims Legends ZA won't come out before Pokemon Day 2025, February the 27th. So this is of course what Riddler Koo was kind of talking about, saying that the Pokemon Presents was still going to be kind of talking about Pokemon Legends ZA. And again, we had Centro Leaks kind of saying this definitely means that the game's not coming out before next February. Of course, we went over that in a video. It doesn't mean that. They could easily be talking about a free update for Legends ZA, which is why they're still talking about it during the presents. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to be coming out before or after February 2025. It doesn't guarantee anything. So I'm not buying it. Yes, the ZA teaser trailer's mention of Switch systems could be a hint at compatibility on the next console. It could also reference the Switch Lite, Switch, and Switch OLED too. Given that both the Switch successor and Legends ZA will come out in 2025, it's likely that Game Freak creates a version of the game optimized for the new console, even if it doesn't release at the same time as the original Switch version does. This means there's no reason to delay Legends ZA until the new console arrives, and this is exactly what I think is going to happen as well. I think that, yes, Legends ZA is going to come out before the Nintendo Switch 2, but it's going to come out for the Switch. We know it's coming out for the Switch. They've already told us it's coming out for the Nintendo Switch. A lot of people are expecting it to just be available for the Switch 2. It's not going to be the situation. They've already come out and said it's going to be available for the Nintendo Switch systems. And again, that could also mean the Switch 2 as well. It most likely does mean the Switch 2 as well, but it is definitely still coming out for the Nintendo Switch. They've even got like the Nintendo Switch logo and stuff on the teaser trailer. So it's definitely coming out for the Switch, but it could also could be coming out for the Switch 2 as well, which I think is going to be the situation. And that's exactly what these people are saying as well. So if the Switch successor doesn't come before fall 2025, the argument is even stronger for an early 2025 Legends ZA release, and if backwards compatibility exists, which again, heavily rumored that it does, gamers would have no reason to wait for the new console before grabbing Legends ZA. I'm still counting on Legends ZA before Pokemon Day 2025, and again, I still think that as well. I think even though what Riddler Koo has said, he hasn't really made it clear that it's coming out or coming out after Pokemon Day Presents. It's what Centro League said. That message that he put on that tweet has kind of convinced everybody that because Riddler Koo has said this, it's definitely coming out after Pokemon Day, which again, it doesn't mean that, which is why it's really, really annoying, because now everybody's going to expect it to come out after Pokemon Day 2025, which it could still happen, but from what Riddler said, it's not the kind of like situation. It's just because Centro Leaks is just like kind of putting that misinformation out there, which is really, really annoying. Anyway, though, what about a potential Pokemon remake in fall 2024? So I'm not well versed on the leaks surrounding this pipe dream theory. That said, I can't count it out until the end of this month. So in regards to any kind of Pokemon game coming out in 2024, the rumors are heavily weighing towards it actually happening, with Pyoro, who had a source that had heard about some sort of outsource remake. We've had Soul Silverart, who's had sources claim that that's also going to happen. Riddler obviously spoke a lot about Generation 5 remakes this year. Like, there's a lot of people kind of going on about something happening for Pokemon this year. And again, I don't think Pokemon Pocket is enough to kind of hold us over until 2025, or at least until Legends EA, whenever that comes out. So with June's Nintendo Direct likely to feature the final big release announcements for the Switch console, May is about the last chance to squeeze in news of any Pokemon release coming in 2024 that isn't, I'm assuming that isn't named TCG Pocket. And a quick prompt to my old pal ChatGPT, I found the following announcement dates for past games. So June 2017, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was announced. May 2018, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was announced, and then June 2020, new Pokemon Snap announced. So they have announced Pokemon games, Pokemon spin-off games, and even main series games during May and June. Now, I don't think we're going to get any Pokemon announcements this month. I think it's very, very unlikely. June, I think, is relatively likely, just because in that Nintendo Direct, they're going to be going over games that are coming out in the latter half of 2024. And if we do get some sort of remake, it will be coming out in the latter half of 2024. Not only that, Nintendo are clearly focusing on remakes, remasters, and ports for this year, because all of the big, massive games are going to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2. So, because Generation 5 games would be a remake, and it'd be like one of the last big games for the Nintendo Switch, like one of the big, like last big sales, I heavily expect that to kind of, if it is happening, get announced during that June Direct. And then we could also get a Pokemon Presents in August, where they show some more Legends EA stuff, and they also show more information about these remakes that could happen. Not only that, Nintendo Directs usually finish with a big kind of game to kind of close out with, and that could easily be the Pokemon games, you know? I think that that is a really good kind of way to end the game. So during that Direct, we get like loads of ports and remasters and remakes, and then they just finish with a massive remake, which is the Pokemon remakes, because there's not really anything else that I'd really expect, unless it was like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. Like, they're quite big remakes and ports and stuff like that, so maybe they'd get the last kind of bit. But I think Pokemon Generation 5 remakes will be a really good way to end it. And again, like I say, Pokemon games have been announced in June in recent years, and also May. But yeah, I think if we don't get anything by the next Presents, you know, whenever that is, whether that is going to be in June, July, or August, then fair play, we're not getting anything this year, because it'd just be too late then, because they're not going to announce it in September and then drop it in November. It's just not going to happen. So the next Presents is the final kind of, that's the final last chance of getting some sort of remake announced this year. This gives life for now to those interesting remakes that are still in the cards for the Switch. Technically, I guess we could get a surprise drop announced in August with a November release. I wouldn't take those odds at the Game Corner, though. And then obviously it's just the Primarina thing. So yeah, it's a lot more information, kind of, and ideas and speculation regarding what we're going to get this year. Obviously, we're just playing the waiting game at the moment, but yeah, I think I'm still convinced we're going to be getting something this year. And I'm not saying that we are, you know, don't take my word as factual. That's just my opinion. From what I've seen, from what I've read, I think we're going to get something this year, but you don't have to believe me. Like I say, I'm not a leaker. I'm nothing like that. I'm just some guy giving my opinion on that situation. Anyway, that's all that. And again, massive shout out to Cool Trainers for all of that information. Moving on, we have some big events happening in Pokemon Go. So, Cerebi update, Dawn Wings Necrozma and Dusk Main Necrozma confirmed to be coming into Pokemon Go within Pokemon Go Fest. So, fusions are coming to Pokemon Go. So, behold the power of Pokemon Fusion. Thanks to this wondrous new power, Necrozma, the prison Pokemon, can take on awesome alternate forms in Pokemon Go. The powerful Duskmane Necrozma and Dawnwings Necrozma come into being by fusing Necrozma with the legendary Pokemon Solgaleo, the Sun Pokemon, or Lunala, the Moon Pokemon, which trainers can do for the first time at Pokemon Go Fest 2024. So fusions are the ability to combine certain Pokemon into a single, more powerful form with an altered appearance. So far, this phenomenon has only been observed and documented with Necrozma, and it seems that the newly discovered Solar Fusion Energy and Lunar Fusion Energy are key to taking advantage of fusion. So, Pokemon debuts. Necrozma obviously debuting in raids during Pokemon Go Fest. I think that if you have a ticket, you can get a shiny. If you don't, then obviously you can't get the shiny. And then also starting during Go Fest 2024, you can fuse Necrozma with Solgaleo and Lunala to get Duskmane and Dawn Wings. And then Duskmane, Necrozma, and Dawn Wings cannot be traded, transferred to the Professor, or transferred to Pokemon Home. And if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. So obviously, Solgaleo, Lunala, stuff like that. So Pokemon Fusion. With enough fusion energy, Necrozma can be fused with either Solgaleo to become Duskmane, Necrozma, or Lunala to become Dawn Wings, Necrozma. So trainers can fuse them for 1,000 Solar Flare or 1,000 Lunar Fusion Energy and 30 Necrozma Candy and 30 Cosmog Candy as well. So it costs quite a bit to fuse them. I'm assuming it's not going to be every single time you have to do that. I'm assuming once you do it once, that's just fine. Then a little bit like Mega Evolution. So fused Necrozma will remain in this form until their trainer separates them. Separating will not cost any fusion energy or Pokemon Candy. Solar Fusion Energy and Lunar Fusion Energy are very rare sources of power that can fuse Necrozma into more formidable forms. So trainers can obtain early access to either this energy via branching special research at the in-person Go Fest events in the Madrid and New York City. And then starting with Pokemon Go Fest 2024, global trainers will be able to earn fusion energy by defeating Duskmane, Necrozma, and Dawn Wings just in raids, and also by completing ticketed research tasks. And then also Go Fest 2024, encounter Necrozma in 5-star raids, starting with the in-person Go Fest 2024 events, and take on Duskmane, Necrozma, and Dawn Wings Necrozma in 5-star raids during the global event. Trainers without an active ticket for the Go Fest can participate in the Necrozma raids, but they won't be able to encounter a shiny one until after Go Fest 2024. And then after fusion, Necrozma with Solgaleo, Lunala, Duskmane, Necrozma, and Dawn Wings Necrozma will have the location card associated with the Necrozma and stuff. So also, Sunsteel Strike, trainer battles 135 power, gyms and raids 230 power, and then Moongeist Beam, same kind of power as well. So we have that, and then we have more information as well. So Cerebi update, the Pokemon Go Ultra Space Wonders event has been revealed. It runs until the 23rd of May at 10 AM to the 28th of May at 8 PM local time. Adds Naganadel, Blacephalon, and Stakataka into the game. So we have Naganadel, the Poison Pin Pokemon, will make its Pokemon Go debut. So obviously a lot of people would have got that from the research task, the Poipole. And then trainers, you'll be able to evolve Poipole into Naganadel using 200 Poipole candy, and after catching 20 Dragon-type Pokemon with Poipole as their buddy. So Stakataka emerges in the Eastern Hemisphere in 5-star raids. Blacephalon enters the raids in the Western Hemisphere. Then the 2x event bonus is for winning Ultra Beast raid battles. Wild encounters, so these are a lot more boosted. So Ekans, Zubat, Tentacool, Koffing, Stunky, Krogon, Trubbish, Skrelp, and Marini. And some trainers might even encounter the Dratini. What's really annoying about this is that you need to catch 20 Dragon types, and there's only one boosted Dragon type spawn, which is really stupid in my opinion. And then you have your 1-star raids, which is Wooper, Paldean, Wooper, Hitmonchan, Quillfish, Sneasel, Bagon, and Dino. 3-star raids, you have Galarian, Weezing, Druddigon, and Turtonator. 5-star raids, obviously Stakataka and Blacephalon in the Eastern and the Western Hemisphere respectively. And then also in Mega raids, we have Mega Pidgeot as well. And then the field research, you get Nidoran female and male, Trubbish and Marini. Marini's shiny debut as well. And then some trainers might even find a shiny Gumi and also Zhangmo as well. You got the World of Wonders research. Those trainers can complete this task to earn XP, rare candy, mysterious components, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon and Poipole candy. And then also there's paid time research as well, where you get shiny Marini or like a Marini encounter. You get 4 raid passes, a lucky egg, and then you get these kind of cool Naganadel wings as well. And then also there's the web store and all of that. Collection challenges, new avatar items, yada, yada, yada. So that's all of the Pokemon Go updates. Moving on, we also have, obviously these have been updated. They weren't originally going to be this, but yeah, that's kind of the data mines. It went from 5 candy to 1 candy to like use it and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on, we have some Nintendo updates to finish off today's video. So Nintendo doesn't foresee component supply issues with the Switch's successor. This is really, really good news, because obviously when the PS5 came out and the Xbox Series X, or mainly the PS5, dude, it was difficult to get one. You know, scalpers were loving it. You know, they were buying the console for like 400 and selling it for like 800. It was ridiculous times. So hopefully the Switch 2 doesn't happen with that. I think it will be still kind of difficult to get when it first comes out. but it shouldn't be nowhere near as difficult as the PlayStation 5. So Nintendo doesn't foresee component supply issues with the Switch's successor stocking up. So if you're a long-time Nintendo fan, you no doubt remember certain launches that were hampered by supply issues. The Wii was hit hard by low stock for years and years, and the Switch went through something similar. Nintendo knows this was quite a rough situation for consumers, and they're looking to avoid that fate with the Switch's successor. In recent years, multiple tech companies have had trouble securing the parts they need to create their hardware. Even Nintendo had mentioned in past years that they struggled to find companies who had what they needed and could manufacture the Switch at a decent rate. Thankfully, it appears those supply issues have cleared up in 2024, and Nintendo expects smooth sailing ahead. Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa would very much like to keep stock issues a thing of the past when it comes to the Switch's successor, and he believes the company is in good shape going forward to produce the units they need. You can read his comments on the matter below. So regarding the supply of the successor model to Nintendo Switch, we have not yet talked about the release timing, so we cannot give a specific answer. But at this point, there is no shortage of supply and semiconductor parts, etc., as there was until the year before last. We do not anticipate that the supply of such products will become a major problem when a successor model is released. So yeah, really good news from the Nintendo Switch 2 kind of standpoint. You should be, if you're wanting to get one. Obviously, sometimes people don't want to get like the first batch just to see what it's like and everything like that, and then maybe get the second kind of batch. But yeah, if you are wanting to get this straight away, you shouldn't have too much trouble, as long as, you know, what they're saying here is true, which I don't know why it wouldn't be. But anyway, that's going to be everything from me for today's video. Let me know your thoughts on everything that we covered. What do you think about these Nintendo Switch 2 not having shortages? Obviously, all of the Pokemon Go events as well. Let me know your thoughts on all of those. And also, what are your thoughts on all of the kind of Legend ZA and remake kind of updates and hints that we've kind of gone over in today's video as well? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. And also, if we do get a Pokemon game this year, would you prefer it to be Gen 5 remakes or Gen 2 remakes? Let me know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Leave a like. Let's try and hit 500. Subscribe if you're brand new. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.